Today I will be teaching you how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube using a very simple method. First we will begin with the daisy. To do the daisy, we need to first find the yellow center. A center is this square in the middle of your cube. Each side has a center square and it's a different color. Blue, see white, yellow, red. First we need to find yellow. Where is yellow? That would be right here. Yellow is always opposite of white. White would be underneath yellow. Green is always opposite of blue. And orange is always opposite of red. Keep that in mind. Now that we've found the yellow center, we need to find the white outside pieces. If we look around the cube, what's an outside piece? Looking around the cube, you have to find all the squares that are like this. This one's on red. So after you find all 4 of your white outer pieces, then you need to try to line them up with the yellow center. So this one is white on the top and red on the side. And then we've got this one's white on the top with orange on the side. To get these pieces into where we need them to go, we need to make sure that the color on the side lines up with the center that it's on top of. So this one's white with red and then a red center. Now we need to find the green. So if you search for the white outer piece with green on the side, this one, white, green, we need to bring it over here onto this one. How are we going to do that? So how will we get this piece on top of this piece? Well, I would turn this white piece all the way down to the bottom where it's on white and turn it over to the one it needs to be on. And then you just flip it up. And then that's your second petal for the daisy. Now we need to find the orange one. It's right here, but it's opposite of where it needs to be going. White is facing orange instead of orange facing orange and white facing yellow. So how are we going to fix that? Well, we can start by turning this layer to the other side. And then we can also turn this one down, just like we did the other one, down to white, and then rotate it over to orange and then flip it up. Now I have 3 petals for the daisy. Now we need to find blue, because blue is the last one. So if we look for blue, it's right here. And so we can just turn it and then push it up to where it needs to go. Once you've got the yellow daisy, we can then move on to the white cross. It's super simple to get the white cross. All you have to do is take this layer and turn it down twice, and then it's white on white. Take the next layer with a white petal, turn it down. This one, turn it down. This one, turn it down. Now you have your white cross. Now what do we need to do? Well, we gotta complete the first layer. So this is the first layer. So now we're gonna look for squares in the second and third layer that have white on them. So this one, for instance, has white, red, and green, but it's in the third layer. So what are we gonna do with it? Well, first we need to learn a righty algorithm. What is a righty algorithm? A righty algorithm is a super easy algorithm, only composed of 4 moves. So we're going to rotate the layer that's facing your right hand back 1, clockwise towards your left hand, down, and then back. Now that you've learned the righty algorithm, you can now finish the first layer. So we need to look at these squares in the top layer that have white, and then see what other colors they have. So this one has orange and this one has blue. So we got orange over here, we got blue over here. So to get this square down here into the first layer in the right spot, we just need to do a righty algorithm because this white square is facing my right hand. So do a righty algorithm and you can put it right in place, solving that corner of the first layer. Now we're going to search the top layer for more squares with white on them. This one has green and orange. So you always need to make sure that the other colors other than white, are in the right spot. So this one, you always, so like if I was trying to do a righty algorithm to get into the cross here, and I was trying to do it here, it wouldn't work because it doesn't line up, because this is orange and this is red. You always want to make sure that the colors on the top and on the side of the cube match with the colors that they're between. So this one's green, so that works, but this one's not red, this is orange. So we're going to turn it right over here, so it's green and then orange. So now we can just do a righty algorithm to get it right into place, solving the other corner of the first layer. Now we need to figure out how to get this square into here, but in the right spot. So right now it's not in the right spot because this is blue, this is green, so that doesn't work. Red works, but green's not. So we need to do a righty algorithm to get it out of that place. And then now we need to put it between the colors that it matches. So we got red and we got blue. So now we need to do a righty algorithm, or righty algorithms, until we get it into place. When the square you're trying to get down into the first layer is on top and the white is facing the top of the cube, then it's going to take more than one algorithm, righty algorithm, to get it into place. Now we only have one left, so it must go here. So we got green, we got red, and we just do a righty algorithm to get into place. Now you've solved the first layer. Now we need to move on to the second layer. To solve the second layer, we need to find squares in the top layer that don't have yellow on them. So let's look around. So this one has orange and green does not have yellow. So just like the daisy, we need to line up the color on the bottom with its correct center, and then we need to move it into here because the square needs to be here. So we're going to turn it one turn away from where it needs to go. It's in the opposite direction, and we need to do a lefty algorithm. What is a lefty algorithm? A lefty algorithm is a super simple algorithm, once again only composed of 4 moves.
So it starts off rotating this layer facing your left hand. Rotate it up towards your right hand, down, and then back towards your left hand.
So we're going to turn it one turn away from where it needs to go. It's in the opposite direction. And we need to do a lefty algorithm followed by a righty algorithm to get into place. And that's how you solve this square. And let's find any other squares in the top layer that do not have yellow on them. So this one has blue and orange, so it doesn't have yellow. So we turn it to the center that matches it, and then turn it one turn away from where it needs to go. Since this is blue and the blue is on the top, we need to turn it to the left, and we can do a righty algorithm and then a lefty algorithm. Now we've got the second layer completed. Now we got to work on the top layer, the very last layer. So if you have a dot, like I do, then you need to turn the first layer clockwise. So just like this, clockwise. And then we need to do righty algorithm. Pull it back up. Now I've got a hook. Once you get a hook, you can turn the first 2 layers to the right, do a righty algorithm, and then turn them back. And that instantly gives you the yellow cross. Now, in some cases, you will have the yellow cross already solved, and that's lucky. And then sometimes you will have where you get a hook, which you just go ahead and do the righty algorithm, the Y move, the 2 front, and then do the righty algorithm. And then sometimes you'll get just a solid line. If you get a solid line, just turn the front and then do the righty algorithm. And that should solve your yellow cross. Now we can move on to getting the edges lined up. So to get the edges lined up, it's just like the daisy. We want to line up the ones on the top with their correct center. So this is red, but this is not blue. So we need green instead of blue. This is orange. This is blue and green. So 2 of them line up, but 2 of them don't. So what are we going to do in that case? We're going to turn the cube on its side, since we're going to turn it to the middle of this one that lines up and the other one that lines up. And we're going to do what is called a soon. What is a soon? A soon is another easy algorithm. You will be keeping up with these 2 front squares on the right side of the cube. Rotate up, over towards your left hand, back down, over towards your left hand again, back up, back over towards your right hands. All right, now that you know how to do the soon, we need to do it on the cube to get it to line up. Sometimes you'll get where all of the yellow crossed pieces already line up with their centers, and you can skip this step if that's what you got. I'm going to do the soon. So there's my soon. Now we just rotate the top layer until we get two that are beside each other together. So this is red and blue, blue and red, green, and then orange. So the green and orange are beside each other. So the one that's correct, you put it on the right, towards your right hand, and then the other one on the back. And we'll do another soon. And now all of the centers line up. All right, so to solve the rest of this cube, we need to look for squares that are up here that are in the correct spots. So how you know if they're in the correct spot is you look at the yellow, and then you look at the colors on the sides. So this is green, that does not line up with blue, and you got red that also does not line up with orange. You got blue and orange. Orange lines up, but blue does not, and then you got orange, and you got green. So you want them to be in between their centers. But we got this one that's already solved, so this is the correct one. So we're going to make sure the solved square faces your left hand, and we're going to do an eclos. What is an eclos? An eclos is another simple algorithm. So we're going to rotate the layer facing your right hand up one. We're going to move these squares towards the back. So you're going to take your left hand, rotate that layer back, rotate this layer back towards the front, and then down. Rotate it back, down, over. That's the eclos. And now that we know how to do the eclos, we will use that algorithm to get it all the squares where they need to go. Okay, so now we need to check. So we got green, we got yellow, and we got red. So that square is now in the right spot. We got yellow, green, and orange. That square is also in the right spot. We got orange, blue, and yellow. They're all in the right spots. So what do you do now? Well, we're going to turn the cube upside down where white is facing up. And we're going to do righty algorithms until we get these into place. But never rotate the whole cube when you're doing the righty algorithms because it will screw up your solve. We'll do righty algorithms until we get yellow where it needs to go. So now yellow is where it needs to go. We can rotate the bottom layer and do that all again. Till we get this one into place, and then the last one. And then all you need to do is twist the bottom layer, and congratulations on solving your first 3x3 Rubik's Cube.